Hi, this is Stardust, and I'm going to show you a few hints and tips about mining coral and pearls out on Regrowth. And first off, what I did was I get myself a snorkel. That's one of the first quests that you can do on Regrowth, and it allows you to breathe underwater, otherwise you'll die pretty quickly. And so I have my snorkel, and I went to a place where there was coral pretty near the shore, and I gathered myself a sponge. Now currently I'm clear down here at the bottom of the ocean, and I've come down to the bottom and I've placed a sponge on the ground. This gives me a little pocket of air so that I can work here gathering coral. Now it's so much easier to gather coral when you're in air than it is in water. So gather the coral that's close to the sponge, not close to the edge here, otherwise you'll be bringing water into your little circle. So you're down here and you can take your time gathering your coral. You gather back up your sponge and the air pocket stays there. So you're pretty good to gather coral, and then all you have to do is step outside of your little air pocket, get your sponge ready, and plop down another sponge, and then you can start collecting here again. And so just collect all the coral that you want without having to get to the quest where you have the scuba diving equipment, because you might not have the ingredients for the scuba equipment, but you might want to decorate yourself a nice coral garden. Now you can swim around with your snorkel for a decent amount of time and keep your sponge ready so that when you run out of air while you're looking for things that you want to mine, that you can pop your sponge down and keep yourself from drowning. So we're going to look around for some, oh, there's a pearl. So what I'm going to do is, pearls are hard to collect, so I'm going to plop this sponge down right here, and immediately as soon as I do, that pearl also plops out, and I've got myself a nice little pearl oyster. And I didn't even have to dig it up. The sponge immediately plunks it for me. Now, aside from the normal things that you can do with coral in the game, I like to build myself an above ground coral garden. Now, to have a coral garden, you have to have a surface that coral can grow on, like sand. Now, I cannot put coral on dry sand like this, and so what I had to do was I built kind of a scaffolding up above this with dirt, and then I ran water off of it to make a waterfall, and then right under the waterfall where the water was, I could plant my coral. And you can plant coral down about 2 blocks below the water and put it on sand and different types of surfaces. I also built my property out over the coral here, and you can see that if we go down here, that I have a nice little coral garden that I picked up the water with sponges. And so if we go over here and select a sponge, you can see that all I had to do was throw some sponges down and it cleared up the water. So I can come down here and enjoy my coral garden anytime I want. And I have a glass roof on it so that I can walk over it and see the beauty of the coral.